If you were to ask anyone about me, and that you were to ask, am I a Chevy, am I a Dodge, or am I a Ford guy? Anybody who knows me to any extent would tell you that I'm a Chevy guy through and through. And sometimes I have to wonder what the engineers at Chevy are thinking when they do some stuff. Case in point is in this 2006 Chevy Colorado with the Vortec 2.8. One of the dumbest things that I have seen that makes no sense and will cause you so much frustration is the oil dipstick. It's this little braided wire, and the only thing that you have to tell you where your oil is this thing. It's this guy here. And no matter how much you try, or no matter how much you look, you will never, ever figure out where your oil is correctly. And before you say, well, you could just clean your dipstick off and you'll be able to tell where it's at. No, you can't. This truck has got over 9,000 kilometers since its last oil change. And even with oil that dirty, I still cannot tell where the oil is on that dipstick. So we have to do an oil change in this thing. And in doing so, I am also going to show you how I guess, partially it was my girlfriend who decided she was tired of the oil dipstick. So I decided I am going to put another dipstick in this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so it's a lot easier to read. Now, your best time to do this is shortly after or just as soon as you've done an oil change, because then you've got clean oil, and you also know exactly where the top of the oil is going to be with the correct amount of oil that you need to put in the truck. So when you're creating or doing something like a different dipstick, that is the time to do it. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to change the oil, and then I'm going to show you what I did and how I made and how I'm going to finish making a new dipstick for this truck that makes it so much easier to read and understand that there should never be a problem with this. So let me change the oil. Once I've got it out and I've got all the new oil in, then I'm going to show you the rest, and I'm going to show you how I created and I'm going to finish making a dipstick for this truck. So I just dumped the stinky old oil out, and I just put in the new oil, and so it's now fresh oil that's topped off. And now I'm going to show you the frustration. So right now I've got the original dipstick in the truck. Just pulled it out. There's 5 quarts in there. Can you tell me, by looking at this, and obviously the GoPro is going to suck, where 5 quarts of oil is on that? And even when the oil gets dirty, you still can't tell. So here's what I did. I went out and I found a dipstick that is just like your normal straight dipsticks. No dots, no nothing on the bottom. So you can see right now, it's clean. No marks, no nothing. So I'm going to stick it in. It's in the hole. Pull it out. Take a look. Oh, look. It is that easy to figure out where your oil is. I can now see exactly right there. That's the 5 quart top. And on both sides, I can see the same thing. So now what I'm going to do, on the side that doesn't have any writing, I'm going to take a punch and I'm going to mark where the top of the 5 quarts is. And then I'm going to take the old dipstick. I'm going to measure the distance between the full and the low, and I'm going to mark that after I mark this, and that will tell me where the full and the low is on this one. So now you can see some marks. This mark is really, really full, but basically cold. So this is where this mark is where it's sitting. This first mark is basically where it's sitting. That's, you know, cold, not running, doing anything. This one is the full line. This one is you need to add line. The one question that, you know, will be brought up about this is, well, how do you know on a different dipstick that these are the same? So if I take the original dipstick, so we're just going to lay them down here. So basically we got the two flanges lined up there. It comes down, and basically if we put it together, you'll see that it's slightly longer, which is fine. But the part that matters the most is the lines. It's really hard to do with the flat and around. So you can see there, maybe that top line is the top of the old one, and then you got your full and you got your low. So just a quick little one to show you that if you get frustrated with the dipstick on these Colorados, that there is a fix for it. You just got to do a little bit of work. The dipstick that I got, I had to thin it down on the bottom. Not able to find one that was as thin as this one. So I just took it to my sander, sanded it down, cleaned up the edges, made the marks. So that one is good. So I can get this back in the truck. We'll know where the oil is, and we'll never have to worry. It has a bit of a rattle because I know I need to do the timing stuff on this. So I just wanted to make sure that we're always on top of the oil to make sure that wasn't a possible issue with it. So fresh oil, new dipstick, truck should be good to go for a while. And I got the timing set on this, so that's down the road. But for now, we'll leave it where it's at. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.